Alrighty, so we are back with the 86 F250, and this thing sounds like an absolute tractor. In the last video, you guys saw us drive it. It does not sound good. It sounds horrible. I don't like driving it because of how bad it sounds. So this video will be full Black Widow exhaust, a full stainless builder's kit. We're gonna put this thing to the test and see what it would sound like on a completely stock 302. I've never done this on a not built motor, so I'm actually really curious to see how this sounds. It'll be more of a mellow system, but we do have stainless headers, we do have a stainless X-pipe, and we do have stainless mufflers, so it should sound pretty good. It'll be something definitely a step down from what we've done in the past on the Fox body as well as the truck. But either way, I'm excited. Let's get into it. Should be pretty fun. Okay, so this is literally as stock as it gets. I have not changed anything on this motor since we got it running. It has the same belts, the same pulleys, the same fluids. I haven't even changed the oil in this, but don't tell anyone. It runs perfectly. It doesn't overheat, it stays cool, and it just works. So it's kind of one of those things where if it's not broke, don't fix it. I still need to do a full service on it, which we'll do another video on. But either way, the thing works well enough to where I've been driving it, but I just can't stand driving it because of how bad it sounds. I just straight piped off the cat. And if you guys remember from the ZF 5-speed swap, we actually cut out the second cat to fit the cross member for the transmission. So I have to go back and kind of redo this entire thing. So we have stock manifolds on it. I'm probably gonna break a bunch of bolts off in the head, and this should be colorful. So I'm gonna start by just basically pulling everything off the top sides of the engine to get to it. We're just gonna have at it. I'm gonna take these cast manifolds off and throw them as far as I can, see if I can break them. And then we have a nice set of headers to go into place. Hopefully everything fits as it should. I've done plenty of these small block Fords, but I've never done this kind of one. So this should be fun. Does it even have oil? That would be ideal. Oh, it's low. Oh, never mind. Okay, no, we're chilling. Okay, so originally, when I started this whole thing, I was like, I'm gonna be civilized. And I'm gonna pull the exhaust out the correct way. And then I looked at it for 0.3 seconds, and then I got out of Sawzall. So now we're here. So now I'm gonna drop a bunch of rust in my eye and probably regret this and lose part of my hearing, but it's okay, because I don't feel like I'm bolting it the correct way. These bolts are really rusty, and I just don't want to do. So we're gonna do the old-fashioned way. This sucks, man. I got it! Ow. Oh, that didn't work. I've accepted the fact that I will never not be a high schooler, because I cannot get away from not cutting exhaust off cars. And here we are, 7 years later, still doing the same thing. Ow! Get in there! Ow! Oh my god! Keep going! Oh. Why does Milwaukee make some garbage tool? Ah. All right, we're good. I didn't die. Holy shit, dude. That was almost landed on my face. And now it's gonna land on my face. God, this is so painful. I got it. We don't need your kind around here anymore. Get out of here. Stinky little poo. I should start it. I'm gonna start it. Start it! Yeah. We don't need this anymore. And my inner high schooler is gonna come out for the next 15 seconds. This is gonna be great. It's gonna sound like garbage. You know, nigga, what I know it. Okay, now to take the rest of it off. And start it again. I'm an American. I use standard, and I hammer it on a metric bolt until it fits. It's alright, if I just become the engine, it should go better. Oh, that's plastic. This is not a bump side. Never mind, can't do that. Okay, let's see if it comes out. There's one. There's a bolt go in and then come back out. Oh, ow, over and over again. That hurt a lot. Oh, that's because there's another bolt there. What the fuck?
Of all the tools you could have chose.
It's because this bolt needs to come out of this. Don't worry, Andrew, bleep everything out. You're professional enough. No, he's not. Well, yeah. Dude, what the fuck? Why is this all one piece? Who designed this? Ah, I got it. Yay!
Just go underneath the truck and pull it out.
No! Come on. Okay, I got it. Oh. Yeah, I got it. It's
nice.
out. Okay, start it again. It's the next day with the chop truck, and we have the old system out. So we have pretty much a blank canvas to work with. I am gonna take the air pump system out of the truck. It doesn't need it anymore. So that's gonna come off, and there is air tubes that connected to the passenger side that are gonna get capped. So I do have these headers. These are pretty much just some generic cheap headers that have like a weird stainless coating on them. There's nothing special. These are like just Mustang headers essentially. These should fit fine in the truck. I might have to make a weird bend on this one. You can see this one points more down, this one points more out, because I think they are actually for a Mustang. But I got those from Toby. Those should work perfectly fine. Then I went over to my buddy JJR Custom Exhaust here in Escondido, and he made up these flanges for me. So you can buy these normally. I just suck at pre-planning, so I didn't have to make these. So massive shout out to him. He just kind of made these up real quick so we can mount these on the truck. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these actual headers mounted. I have some metal rock gaskets that I just got at a local parts store. We're gonna throw it all together. So I'm gonna get these guys on the truck. Okay, so the one thing I can notice right off the bat is this thing is fighting me like a lot. So I know these headers aren't made for this truck, but regardless, I think that's just kind of one of the things you get with a cheaper header is threading in the bolts. You have to like work them in individually a little bit at a time, otherwise they get stuck. So I got this side in, fits all good. There's nothing wrong with that. Looks kind of cool, little hot rod dealio. And then the other side, all the air pump stuff has been cut out, and that's been definitely a pain. But the one thing I forgot and I didn't realize on these trucks is they have these MAF trucks, or not MAF trucks, these speed density trucks, they have a O2 sensor on them. So this needs to stay, because I believe, I don't know much about the system in this truck. I'm used to the Fox bodies, but you know, I can imagine any sort of O2 sensor is gonna work with a computer on adjusting the fuel mapping for the truck. So this needs to go back in. So ironically, I have another O2 bung. So this will thread on here. It's a weld-in one. This will thread in just fine. And then what I'll do is I'll place this on the downpipe. So this is the header system that we're running. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna drill a hole up here on the top. Back of the manifold is where the plug is. It'll come down the back, and we'll just have it thread in, probably offset to wherever this bolt is, probably something like that. And then we'll just drill it and weld it in. So I wanna mock it up one more time just to mark where I wanna drill this hole out, drill it in, weld it, and we'll be good to go. There we go. Oh my word. Alright guys, so we got pretty much everything for the headers on. They're finally in. That was a nightmare to put these things in. They did not want to fit properly, but we have an Allen key headed hex head that made it really easy to install these after tormenting myself for hours. See, this side's on, looks pretty good. It's kind of funny, it's like when you slowly put parts on a piece of garbage, it just slowly looks prettier and you can tell exactly what's been worked on. Now we're into the fun part, meat and potatoes in this whole thing. You can see, full Black Widow system, full Black Widow 2.5-inch builder's kit, as well as a set of Black Widow Venom 250 series mufflers, and the bread and butter of every build that I do, Black Widow stainless X pipe. So, you guys are absolutely crazy if you think I'm gonna run something True Dual or H pipe. I don't think it sounds good after building so many systems at this point. Running a True Dual, running an H pipe in multiple vehicles that I've owned, and taking those systems out and putting these stainless X pipes in them, I will never run anything else. I've even done this in a diesel. It sounds sick. Bro. We're in a safe space, right? I've even ran one of these stainless X-pipe systems in a diesel. We have a video on it. Definitely go check it out. I know these systems work. They sound awesome. And so nothing's gonna change here. We're gonna run the exact same system. I'm running one of the Venom 250 series mufflers, not the Widowmaker 10, not the Neighbor Haters, and not the Race Venom. So we're actually going a step down. So this is my shop truck. It does not need to be a race motor. I have one over there that's really obnoxious and really loud, so this is gonna be a little bit different. So I'm actually doing this for you guys a little bit more. So you're gonna see what a completely stock engine with a very, very well-engineered exhaust system is gonna sound like. This is gonna be nice and tasteful. It's gonna have good crisp sound to it. It's not going to be obnoxious, but we are going to fire it up off of just the X pipe to see what that sounds like. So either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get into it. Okay, so let me try to showcase what I did best I can. So you can see underneath here, X-pipe is mounted. You can see this is kind of funky. I didn't really plan to have a huge tank there, I totally forgot that was there. And so now I have to push everything to the passenger side of the truck, which is fine. But I am running this in the X-pipe system. This is normally where you'd run a Y-pipe. I don't like those. This sounds better, and I'll prove it. So I put the X-pipe there. You can notice that I went ahead and I cut this shorter, and that was just to bring the two ends together so I can run them up and over this guy right here. Goes up right into that guy over there, that header, and then it kind of goes over and across. So I have it really tight on the transmission as well. I like all my stuff nice and tight. And then my ground clearance is like super nice. My ground clearance is very nice, as you can see. So if I go off-roading, I don't have to worry about dragging this thing on anything. That was the biggest concern, I guess. So from here, I'll basically run this thing back, and I'll run them straight, you know, all the way back, essentially to where I'll put the mufflers up in this pocket, and then I'll run them up and over the axle, and then split it again on each side of the bumper, and I'll run it all the way out the back. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and fire this thing up and see what it sounds like. It's doing that. Wow. Ooh, that was a good one. Thanks for explaining, man. That's sick. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know what's up with that. I think it's because the O2 has no back pressure whatsoever. Probably running a little rich for whatever reason, but it's like a very, I mean, it runs perfectly, so I don't know what the hell's up with that. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't cap off the air pump. That's what's going on. Okay, yeah, that's totally easy. Totally chilling. It's also on fire, but whatever, it's fine. Oh, okay, all right, all right, it's time to go home. Freaking, what is it, midnight, 11:30? Yeah, it's 11 something, whatever. Hell yeah, this thing sounds cool. So I'm gonna come back in the morning, clean all this crap up, throw a bunch of stuff away, and then run it to the back. Mufflers, hangers, tips, done.
Every single day I feel the pressure. Double up the work, let's make it extra. Working so my mother get a rest, yeah. Working like I never know I'm blessed, yeah. Every single day I feel the pressure. Diamonds in my eyes, I know I'm special.
Wow. Oh my God! I'm laying in my hair. And we take the other one and we put that one right there. I'm gonna run these back all the way to the back, probably about, yeah, we'll do about yay. And we'll put some mufflers there that'll make this thing not sound like a high school clapped out straight pipe Silverado. And then we'll keep running them back, and then we'll put some cool little turn downs on it, or not turn downs, tips. See, the one thing I should probably do is actually put the muffler on here and see where it's gonna land, but I don't really know where it's gonna land. I'm feeling kind of lazy, so I think I'm just gonna leave it. Because normally I would put a cool little bend in here and get it to go wink-wink, and then get it to tuck up really high, but I'm running out of talent. I don't feel like doing this, so I'm just gonna weld this back, probably put a muffler right yay, and then I think on the other side I'll stack them. But this is an unequal link system already, so if anything, oh my God. So if you look at the front, you can see it has a crossover. So that crossover probably adds another like foot to the system that the right side does not have. So essentially what I could do is make this the short, no, this needs to be the long side. If I did this side, it would be the short side. This would be the short side, and then I would basically add in the length to the shorter side at the muffler and offset the muffler X amount of inches based on what the front is to make it equal length. Just get it closer at least. It does actually affect the sound. A lot of people don't think it does. It definitely does. Equal length versus unequal length systems sound completely different. Not like it matters in this truck, but either way, I just like to make things roughly as equal as I can get them. I will mock this up and get a muffler out, see where it sits. See how much bigger this thing is than like the other ones we've used in the past. Okay, so this would be the lower one. So I'll put the other one on top of this, which naturally I should build that one first so I can get around it. But this is a good location. So a lot of guys like to stack them kind of like this. I really don't like this. I don't know if it's just the way that I I just do not want to see like this nutsack of the muffler hanging down from the side. So I just don't like the way that that looks. I've never liked it. I actually do think the vertical muffler versus the horizontal changes the sound a little bit. I don't know why, but it does. And yeah, so I'm just gonna lay these flat. It'll look nice when you stack them. I probably will offset the other one a little bit. We'll tuck the other one up on this side, and then I'll basically run it in this pocket, route it above, and then I'll probably end up almost welding the mufflers together with like a little piece of rod just so they don't vibrate. And then we'll put a hanger in the back right there. There's actually a provision for a hanger right there already. So I can use that, and then we'll basically go up and over the axle, which takes really it's not really a hassle at all. Okay, so you can see there's two mufflers in there now. Can't really see it, but up here, I actually ran the other one, tucked it up. I don't look at the weld right now because I'm not done. I just had to tack it with no mask on, which is really hard. But that kind of snakes above, and then you can see I stack them. But I put exhaust hangers to keep a 1/4 inch gap in between the mufflers, so the mufflers are not actually touching, which is good. So now all I need to do is keep the system true dual. Naturally, what a lot of guys would do, running into a 2 in 1 out kind of muffler. But I just like everything true dual. I plan to have a stroke in this truck one day, so I want to make sure I have an exhaust system that's going to work with that motor as well. So I'm going to basically run these out and then just take one muffler to the passenger side and one muffler to the driver's side. So I'm going to pull this other muffler, this lower muffler off, and I'm going to completely weld the top side all the way to the front, bottom side all the way back, and then weld the muffler in, and then from here to the mufflers will be done. And I'll go ahead and fire it up, see what it sounds like, and we'll just build the tips for the rest of it. So. Okay, let's actually see what this thing sounds like, because this is essentially what the truck should, in theory, sound like. I mean, we're just going to add tips essentially after this, so I don't know what to expect, to be honest. This is the quietest system I've ever put together. I've probably built 7 full systems on totally different custom cars, from as loud as my truck to as quiet as this. So this will probably be the quietest one, but it'll sound really good. So let's see what it sounds like. It's going to backfire because of the air tubes, but whatever. Minus the, ignore that, but this thing sounds very crisp. I really need to fix that. Okay, so real quick, this is the, I guess, ow, that's really hot, my tip that I'm using on the end of the system, but I've already torched it. So I have a MEP gas torch, not a propane torch. This gets significantly hotter. And so what I'm gonna do is actually discolor the end of it, kind of give it that titanium or heated stainless look on the end of the truck. You'll probably never even see it. The only people that'll notice it is me and people I point at and tell it to, because it's down low and you won't really see it, but it's something that I think is cool. And if you have a tip that's very predominant, like the one on my F100, which I should have done it to, and I probably will, this is something that's just kind of cool. So you can see I added a little bit of color just by torching the top of this, and so what I'm going to do is just go around the ring, add some heat to it, and let it naturally cool. I'm not going to spray it with brake clean or hose it with water or whatever. Just going to let this thing naturally cool for a little bit, and then by the end of it we should have a little bit of color. So let's see what it's like. Can't hold this thing upside down. No, it's still too hot. I can feel it through the glove. Ah, look at that. I got some color in the, oh no! Oh, I peeled the paint up. Yeah,
oh.
Whoopsies. It's very hard to do and show at the same time, but you can see it's now it's got some color to it. It's pretty rad.
It's got some extra color on that side right there.
Yeah, it does. A little bit of red.
Some paint.
Sweet. Look at that oil slick baby. Dialed. Alright, see what we got. Now that is a good sounding truck. Just listen to how nice that sounds. It's not overpowering, it's not too much, it's not up in your face. You guess it's a stock 302 in a pickup truck. I'm not a high school anymore. As much as I love to relive my glory days in the straight piped, catless, cut off exhaust high school era, I am not that anymore. And sometimes when you have vehicles like my truck and my Mustang, you like to appreciate the little things and just drive them. This thing sounds good. Listen to how well this thing runs. On top of that, how nice the system sounds. So we got a little tip exit right there, and it comes all the way back. It's not finished welded. I still have some more welding to do on some of the spots, but you get the point. So now you can actually see we have our X pipe up front, back, and then I stacked two Venom 250 mufflers right there. Keep going back, and they split off to each side. Kind of wrap around and exit right there, so you can actually see the color that I put in the tip. It's kind of cool. It's nothing too crazy, just something simple. You can see on this side a little bit better. There we go. Just a cool looking tip, but yeah, dude, this thing sounds sick. It's so perfect for a shop truck. It just doesn't need a lot, and that thing sounds rad. So I'll give a couple little rev clips for you guys so you can actually hear the X pipe. But this is a bone stock, like 8.5 to 1, whatever, truck motor. Super basic. This is as stock as it gets. So I don't know, I like it. It's good. Alrighty, let's go for a little drive around the block. I have no clue what it's gonna sound like. Minus there's a huge hole in the tranny tunnel. Still, I gotta put the tunnel in, but we haven't done the interior yet, so we're getting there. But yeah, I just wanna see what this thing sounds like. I keep forgetting the parking brake actually works on this thing. Yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of the exhaust noise through the floor. I'm realizing that, so ignore that part of it for the video, but whatever, no big deal. Oh yeah, way better. I can't really roll through the gears really with this tripod setup. This thing's gonna launch itself, you can probably already tell. A lot more power. It's kind of cool. It's a benefit, I guess. That's probably not going to fit. Okay, we're just going to go right here. Screw it. Alright, now I'll actually roll the gears. Oh yeah, that's way better. This is a freaking stock shop truck and it sounds badass. It's snappier too, I like that. That's nice. Oh, so much better. It doesn't sound like a tractor anymore. This is pretty good actually, I like it. It's not bad at all. I think this is a system that I definitely could use. It's nice and quiet and it sounds good at RPM. That's exactly what I wanted. All right guys, well there you have it. This Black Widow system is done. It sounds absolutely perfect. I love the way that this thing sounds. So for those guys that were wondering, underneath this thing, I didn't really go over it too crazy, but underneath this thing, like I said in the beginning, we have their 2.5-inch full builder's kit, so it has everything you'll need from straights to U-bends to 90s to 45s. All that played a huge part in making this so easy to get it all the way from the front to the back and around the gas tank and the transmission and all of that stuff. I use their stainless 2.5-inch X-pipe. This entire system is 2.5. There's 0 3-inch. I have not built a single 3-inch system in my life. Everything I put on cars all the way up to 800 plus horsepower, they still run 2.5-inch systems. That's the way that I like the way they sound. So that's just my preference. I don't like 3-inch. 3-inch. It just sounds too deep. This one, even this bone stock motor, sounds nice and high pitched. I like it. Sounds good. That's just my preference though. But if you got a big block, you're a big block guy, maybe you make 900, 1,000 horsepower or whatever, maybe you want 3-inch. Or if you got a 302 and you want 3-inch, I don't really like the way it sounds, but some guys do. It's a lot deeper. If you like the deeper sounds, go for the 3-inch. So, and then on this thing, so we have the full 2.5-inch bilge kit, 2.5-inch X-pipe, 2 Venom 250 series mufflers, and then it just runs all the way out the back. Very simple, nice. Everything from front to back is stainless. That's all Black Widow sells. It's made right here in America. Some of the best product that I have used. I highly recommend it. Definitely go check it out. I will have a link to everything down in the description below as well as in the comments. So hope you guys went on to enjoy today's video. We're moving very quickly with a shop truck. We're moving on to the interior. We got glass and a bunch of other parts coming. We're wrapping this build up very, very quickly. So I'm stoked. I hope you guys are. And with that being said, grab your merchandise at 909 Speed coming if you do want to support me. We have some new products coming very, very soon. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.